While hiring awesome agency talent is hard enough, retaining them could be even harder, and could be the difference between success and failure of your agency. Now, you might be thinking, but David, isn't acquiring clients more important? And sure, bringing in new clients is important. But let me remind you of something you already know. Consistently leaking your top talent can be a death sentence to your agency. Think about it. These are the people who are responsible for creating and executing your clients' marketing strategies. They are the ones who keep the clients happy. If they leave, not only do you lose your expertise and experience, but your clients might start looking for other agencies to work with. So, let's go over 4 reasons why your agency cannot retain talent and how to turn that around. Let's be real here. Unless you're a massive corporation, dollar for dollar, you'll never be able to compete with larger competitors or in-house marketing roles at well-funded startups. The solution? Get creative with compensation and work culture.
I think the Flex Friday is a really great motivator for people. They know they can work at home from their garden, or they can, if they're traveling, they can take their laptop with them and have a 3-day weekend. I love Flex Fridays. I am at home in my pajamas. You experience that on Flex Friday. Because I love it. It's just another day to energize.
So I really have like a zero tolerance policy for disrespect of any kind. We have a really great culture of everyone is, kind to one another. It's very open, very accepting. And the work-life balance piece, we definitely work hard. I won't, say there's never like a night where a team member doesn't have to work late, but I really try to minimize that. Like I try to give the team their weekends. We have an unlimited vacation policy. We, take every holiday that there is to take off on the calendar pretty much. We try to have a 3-day weekend at least like once a month, and make sure everyone keeps that perspective, because the reality is that, I love my employees, but they're not, this job is not their life. This company is not their life. Everyone has a life. Your true life is outside of your work, your friends, your family.
Take it one step further. Don't just get creative with the work culture like Kelsey and Molly did at their agencies, but promote it within the company.
So we always try and recognize people who've done a good job. We also have a shout out where you can put a little message on for anyone, and in our monthly team meeting I read all of them out, and the person that got the most shout outs in that month win a bonus, and the bonus pot is made up of £10 gets put in for every shout out. So like last month's pot I think was £460, and so they get that as a reward, and it's just nice. So it's not just recognition coming from me, it comes from everyone within the business, and I do think people really like being acknowledged by their peers. So we try and just embed that in the whole culture of what we do.
Then there's the opportunity to tap into the employee discontent with the back to the office trend. At most agencies, a 9-to-5 is the norm, but it really shouldn't be. If some studies have to be believed, these hours are not only inefficient, but kill your workplace culture.
In the old model of 5 days a week, 9 to 5, people are 100% productive that whole time. So it's about recognizing where you're not productive, eliminating that, and getting 4 really high performance productive days out of your people. And the results have been amazing. 47% year on year revenue growth for the period doing the 4-day week, the 6 months versus the 6 months prior. We've now kept doing it. We've had 2 record sales months during the time. Everyone was happier. We've still grown and had to recruit, not to cover the time, but to cover all the extra work coming in. You can't necessarily attribute that all to the 4-day week, but I do think having happier people makes them more productive, makes them more committed to the workplace, to the business, and to want to contribute.
Be honest with yourself. Are your employees just a number? Do you actually take time to learn about their personal lives? Employees want you to know about things like how many kids they have, or that their mother isn't in good health. In other words, they hunger for matter, and that goes beyond dollars and cents.
We are living in a time now where workers have high expectations, and I've always been very driven to, I care for my clients, but to care for my employees, because the employees are what make everything possible. So, we have an annual review process that we do, but I always I'm always available to my employees if they need something. I always try to be very mindful of their workload. I don't want them to feel overwhelmed. I hire them to work a job, but they don't own the company. So I don't want them ever to go home feeling stressed out or like they can't do their job. So I try to be available and approachable for them to be able to tell me what's going on with them, or my kid's sick, or I have a thing and I need to take off work.
Whether it means being available for a personal coffee chat or going for a walk together, find a way to connect. Your employees will thank you for it.
One of the coolest things that we do is that we do a lunch together every Friday. I have the food catered in, we sit together as a team, we break bread, we talk about different things that's going on, and really just get a break from the day-to-day activities that we do all week long.
And if your team happens to work remotely, you have to be all the more intentional about that personal connection to let people know that they matter.
I've said the word intention a lot during this call, but you have to be intentional, because I'm not sitting next to Heather or Sherry. I'm not able to just drop in and check and see how they're doing because I can't physically see them. If I could, I might know when something's wrong or when they're stressed or overwhelmed or they may need some help. So in a remote workplace, you have to be really intentional about, checking in, make sure we're communicating with each other, offering opportunities for, communicating and collaborating to kind of keep that culture in check, I guess.
Most of the time, employees want more than just a paycheck. They want to be a part of something greater than themselves. What does this mean and how do you deliver? Make sure your agency offers clarity on the purpose behind all the activity and make it meaningful and inspiring.
So our mission is to be the world's most respected digital marketing agency. What does that mean? That means doing what we say we're going to do, acting with integrity, always learning, always striving to be better, not taking any shortcuts. That's our mission, and we want to be the most respected digital marketing agency in the world.
Don't just pay lip service. Measure success in terms of numbers and impact.
In the beginning, we didn't establish KPIs that tie into employees' performance for utilization, and we were guessing a lot of times on how effective an employee was. So as an example, for an SEO agency, one of the things that we deal with is a heavy amount of volume in terms of content publishing. So we have dedicated content publishing roles, and what we did is we established as a leading indicator, a KPI, how many articles did they publish per week. And it's predictive, right, as a leading indicator on how many articles we're going to get published for the month. It helps us track their utilization. It also helps us compare one employee to the other to see if an individual needs more training. And it helps us establish those A players and understand when an employee is slacking and not getting the job done, and we can make those objective decisions to whether to hire, fire, train, whatever those may be.
Sometimes you need to work out a business framework, like EOS from our previous video, to connect it all together.
After implementing EOS, we've been able to establish a really clear vision on where we're going as a company and how we're getting there. This transparency really helps the team stay motivated. They also have certain metrics that they're trying to hit and be accountable for. And all of this together has really helped us retain our employees over a longer period of time and create more engagement with the employees. Also, in addition to that, EOS has given us the processes and tools to allow our company to double in size and double in revenue. And I don't think we'd be in the same place we are today without EOS.
I'll provide more details on that EOS framework video in a bit. Pretend you're an entry-level employee. Look around the agency and ask yourself, is there room for growth? Too often an employee will look around and think, I'm never going to get promoted. I'm never going to get a raise. I'm probably going to be stuck in this position for a very long time because no one else is moving. Don't let that happen.
You see where people fit best. And that's something that I really pride ourselves on doing, is trying to, like, once we've got people in the business that we really feel are part of Trio through and through, we want to retain them, and we'll make roles for them. We'll do whatever we need to do, instead of it being this is the box you have to fit in. If you don't fit in it, then you don't fit here anymore. It's very much, we're all in this together and we'll do what we need to do.
Be proactive about guiding your employees along their career path. Ensure that your agency isn't a stepping stone, but the destination.
I don't believe that you can motivate anybody. I think that what you try to do is you try to find self-motivated people, and then you create an environment where self-motivated people thrive. Usually self-motivated people like a degree of autonomy. They like a degree of ownership on something. They need guardrails, they need bumpers, they need training, and they need advice and so on. And so you have to be available to them for that, but you have to make it feel like it's theirs. And what we try to tell people is, like, we want you to be as authentic as you are.
From all this, it's clear that if you want your agency to thrive, you need to make sure that your top performers are happy and fulfilled. invest in their growth, show them you value their contributions, and give them a reason to stick around. And to put this all together, you don't want to miss our EOS video right here for a proven business framework that successful agencies use to connect vision, accountability, growth, and employee retention. We'll see you there.